got to keep it in my tempo. Write it up, don't stop. You know your body is a tempo. Light it up, don't stop. You got to do it in my tempo. Write it up, don't stop. You know your body is a tempo.
Crush it, roll it, light it, smoke it, pass it, puff it, hit it, hold it, push it, break it down for me. Come and smoke a pound with me. Crush it, roll it, light it, smoke it, pass it, puff it, hit it, hold it, push it, break it down for me. Come and smoke a pound with me.
한 대 피고 사는 거 저런 거 다 잊어버리자. 같이 놀자.
I'm born with this medicine. Thinking about the naked women in my bed. I'm born with this medicine. Walking around just talking my shit. Conversation based around just sex. Words at the tip of my tongue. Oh damn baby, I'm born with this medicine. Tell me one thing I must forget. Thinking about the naked women in my bed. Lust at the tip of my mind. Oh damn baby, I'm born with this medicine. Walking around just talking my shit. Conversation based around just sex. Words at the tip of my tongue. Oh damn baby, I'm born with this medicine. Tell me one thing I must forget. Thinking about the naked women in my bed. Lust at the tip of my mind. Oh damn baby, I need to be your lover. I need to be your king. I need to be your lover. I need to be your king. I need to be your lover. Everything in between. I need to be your lover. You need to be my queen. Kiss me in my dreams and tell me paradise is what we see. I can see your face. See your face, baby. Kiss me in my dreams. Why don't you kiss me? Tell me I'm awake. I'm awake, baby. Paradise awaits. Yeah, it's waiting.
Baby, you wanna love me. Baby, you wanna touch me. Baby, you wanna kiss me. It's alright. Baby, you wanna love me. Baby, you wanna touch me. Baby, you wanna kiss me. It's alright.
Walking around just talking my shit. I'm born with this medicine.
Think I could hold my own feelings.
cross your T's. Gotta let go, come with me. Looking for a stranger, looking for a stranger to love. You say you want it, but you can't get it in you. You got yourself a bad habit, baby. Well, look at you, walking up and down the hall. I say, please save me. You say you want it, but you can't get it in you. You got yourself a bad habit, baby. Well, look at you, walking up and down the hall. I say, please, oh man, oh man, oh man. You know I wish I had it all. Baby got her head down. Baby trying to stand out in the crowd. Looking for a stranger, looking for. You know you gotta touch your eyes and cross your teeth. You gotta let go and come with me. Looking for a stranger, looking for a stranger to love. You say you want it, but you can't get it in you. You got yourself a bad habit, baby. Well, look at you, walking up and down the hall. I say, please save me. You say you want it, but you can't get it in you. You got yourself a bad habit, baby. Well, look at you, walking up and down the hall. I say, please, oh man, oh man, oh man. You know I wish I had it all. You know I wish I had it all. Sometimes I feel like throwing my hands up in the air. I know I can count on you. Sometimes I feel like saying, Lord, I just don't care. But you got the love I need to see me through. Sometimes I feel like throwing my hands up in the air. I know I can count on you. Sometimes I feel like saying, Lord, I just don't care. But you got the love I need to see me through. Sometimes it seems the going gets so rough, and things go wrong no matter what I do. Now and then it feels like life is just too much. You got the love I need to see me through. When food is gone, you are my daily meal. When friends are gone, I know my Savior's love is real. Your love is real. Sometimes I feel like throwing my hands up in the air. I know I can count on you. Sometimes I feel like saying, Lord, I just don't care. You got the love I need to see me through. Sometimes I feel like throwing my hands up in the air. I know I can count on you. Sometimes I feel like saying, Lord, I just don't care. You got the love I need to see me through.
It's a lonely night. Everybody's happy. Then turning around, looking for a friendly light. But I see nothing. No eyes, no eyes on me. No eyes on me. I would love to be a man, but your loneliness, please live me.
Afraid to lose control and caught up in this world. I've wasted time, I've wasted breath. I think I've thought myself to death. I was born without this fear, now only this seems clear. I need to move, I need to fight, I need to lose myself tonight. Go with me now, I'm gonna take you down. Go with me now, I'm gonna show you how. I think with my heart and I move with my head. I open my mouth and it's something I've read. I've stood at the door before I'm told, but a part of me knows that I'm growing too old. Confused what I thought with something I felt, confused what I feel with something that's real. I tried to sell my soul last night. Funny, you wouldn't even take a bite.
To become aware of my own sensuality, I first
heard him say, come with me now, don't delay. Him say, come with me now, far away. I heard him say, come with me now, don't delay. I heard him say, come with me now, come with me now, I'm gonna take you down.
Don't you worry about me, I'll be alright. You'll lose your mind late nights, dreaming about you. Sunset till sunrise. Sunset till sunrise.
Happy Thanksgiving. It's the Independent Broadcast Network. My name's Jimmy. It's the Orphans party going on. I don't know. I'm on the fence at this point because Bruce McDonald is waiting, I think, in the wings. I'm not sure. Epic Journeyman may pop in. I don't know. I'm just here with you. Thanksgiving. What's up, Chris?
Sunset till sunrise. Don't you worry about me, I'll be alright.
To become aware of my own sensuality, I first become fully aware of my own tactile sense. In dim light, I close my eyes and remove my clothes. Do I lose his respect for being so wild? Hardly. He treats me like a rare and precious jewel, and he goes through the day proud of the fact that with me he is the world's most imaginative lover. Men pick amazing places for sexual adventure. The wildest adventure proposed to me was in a bathtub we would fill with Jell-O. All I could think of was how many boxes it would take. What would be the most alluring color, the most delicious flavor, and how would that affect our oral explorations? If the Jell-O gets firm, would I bounce? As you look around for what's new and different, remember these 3 important weapons that should be learned to keep a man in love: imagination, sensitivity to his moods and desires, and the courage to experiment with new sexual techniques, enticing situations and places. Lovemaking is physical, and so is its language. Suck, cock, fuck, and prick are not bad words. Used in the bedroom by lovers to describe parts of the body and physical activities, they are very proper indeed, and they distinctly enhance sex. Overhaul a prudish attitude. Don't bristle and stick up your nose. At least, not up in the air.
Just like
bed. Oh, that's right. How you doing, how much you got? How much you gon' get? Funkateers, let's funk with this. How much you got? How much you gon' get? Funkateers, let's funk with this. How much you got? How much you gon' get? Introducing Miss Hip Hop Lollipop. Funkateers, let's funk with this.
Ready or not, here we come, and we gon' make your mother shake it, cause it's nothing but the funk in my hip bone, connected to my thigh bone. Got Funkateers and it's a family like Slidestone. Is D with us? Yeah, lady with us. Yeah, so it's us. See that missus, blowing kisses to your listeners. Bootsy Baba, Sherman Salas, Mr. Wooten, more diffusion. We box out the phone, call it music evolution. Change, strange, this, that, full rep because it is the bomb. That's it.
Oh, you all that I need, baby.
You're messing with my mind while I'm sleeping in bed. Don't let me like nothing you should. You better get it right while the getting is good.
How much you got? How much you gon' get? Funkateers, let's funk with this. How much you got? How much you gon' get? Funkateers, let's funk with this. How much you got? How much you gon' get? Funkateers, let's funk with this. How much you got? How much you gon' get? Funkateers, let's funk with this.
I'm getting ready for the jam, getting ready to bam. I'm the crazy lady Baba, call me Tesla with the glam. This time, just strike the racket, cause we ready to take off. You gotta put it in the pocket, we gon' knock it off the cuff. Yes, I'm a poltergeist, you do my sauce, still size. Then I'm gon' spread the love like butter, chocolate on the rise. Guess what? I'm winning a lot, got even more to give. So all your Funkateers and cause we be funkin' on the street like.
Lollipop, banging, ready to jam. Come over here, get out your chair. Funk flying everywhere. Introducing you, baby. How much you gon' get? Funkateers, let's funk with this. How much you got? How much you gon' get? Funkateers, let's funk with this. How much you got? How much you gon' get? Funkateers, let's funk with this. How much you got? How much you gon' get? Funkateers, let's funk with this. Oh, you all that I need, baby.
You're messing with my mind while I'm sleeping in bed. Don't let me like nothing.
How should I, baby? How much you got? How much you gon' get it? How much you gon' get it? How much you got? How much you gon' get it?
How much you got? How much you gon' get?
How much you got? How much you gon' get it? How much?
They call me Drac. Here I come, baby. I ain't gonna bite you. I just want you to hang on. Alright. Sounding like an empire to me. What is it?
Won't you come away? Don't worry, baby, everything's okay.
You can run the game if you don't know my name. Yeah.
I'll take you where you've never been before. There's something for you, a whole lot more. Ooh, I got to see everyone knows you're free.
That was the first song I ever learned how to play on bass. That was Slave doing Slide off the Slave LP. Bruce McDonald's somewhere there in the mist. I see him somewhere. He's coming up. It's Thanksgiving, you know. So give thanks. Be grateful. Shit changes in like a split second. Either way, I mean, if it's bad, it could boom. Now it's good. You never know.
Ain't no doubt we are here to party. Boogie night, come on out, got to get it started. Dance with the boogie, get down. Cause boogie nights are always the best in town.
Got to keep on dancing, keep on dancing. Got to keep on dancing, keep on dancing.
Get that groove, let it take you higher. Make it move, set this place on fire. Dance with the boogie, get down. Cause boogie nights are always the best in town.
Let's do it. 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 Let's do it.
You know you ought to slow down. You've been working too hard and that's a fact. Sit back and relax a while. Take some time to laugh and smile. Lay your head low down so we can stop and kick back. It seems we never take the time to do all the things we want to, yeah. Now baby, we can do it, take the time, do it right. We can do it, baby, do it tonight. Baby, we can do it, take the time, do it right. We can do it, baby, do it tonight. The love I feel for you, you feel for me. One life is all we have to live. Our love is all we have to give. There are so many things for us to do and see. Let's take some time to be alone. Lock the door, put out the phone, yeah. But baby, we can do it, take the time, do it right. We can do it, baby, do it tonight. Baby, we can do it, take the time, do it right. We can do it, baby, do it tonight. Baby, we can do it, take the time, do it right. We can do it, baby, do it tonight. Baby, we can do it, take the time, do it right. We can do it, baby, do it tonight. Take your time. Take the time.
All right, I see him. He went full Kurtz on me.
Freeze. Rock.
Bruce,
Yeah.
you got me on speaker. It was coming
on the
back. There we go. It's not coming back. What's happening, man? You don't look happy, dude. You're not having a happy Thanksgiving. It's not Thanksgiving in Costa Rica, I know, but still.
I'm very content.
Oh,
I
yeah?
don't know. I'm not unhappy. I'm not unhappy in the least, man. Yeah.
Wow. It says I'm not receiving
Get a
enough.
haircut.
You got a haircut. I know. That's what I mean. You went full Kurtz.
Oh, dude, you got to try this, man. Once you do it, you never go back. You don't have to worry about hair. You wake up, you fucking brush your teeth, and you're ready to go. Right? It's like beautiful.
I do that now. I just I just roll my hair up and shove it under my hat, and I look like I got a crew cut. And then all of a sudden, I take my hat off, and boom, there I am receiving energies from the universe, dude. Your hair, you know, it picks up vibrations. Did a whole thing on it, man. That's why I grew my hair. It's like I used to have long hair when I was young, like a kid. Like I had long hair the whole time I was a little kid, all the way up until the time I, didn't. Years and years. But then I started, once I got in business for myself, I had to keep my hair high and tight for the man, so I can go in and do my jig, get my my pettance or whatever. But anyway, we did a show about hair, and it was all about, it wasn't just hair, but it was about this fucking hat. Have you ever seen this giant gold hat they have over in, I believe it's in Bavaria. That's where this fucking hat is. But anyway, this hat is this giant cone-shaped hat. It looks like a witch hat. It's got a bunch of symbols on the side of it. And so we were talking about it, that when you put that hat on, that you start, receiving energies from the universe. And so we were looking at the hat, and then we found that the Sikhs was one of the people that came up because they have got this giant ass beard. But when you see them in public, you just see a piece of it. The rest of that shit goes up inside their hat and spins around, all up in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't cut because they're receiving they're receiving vibrations. Now, look, here's the trippy thing. Listen, you know how people say they're gonna put the dunce cap on you?
Yeah.
Being a dunce is not bad. Dunce was actually a genius. And the reason they put you in the dunce cap, this came up on the show, the reason they put you in the dunce cap in the corner with one of these fucking cones on your head, so dunce's intelligence can come down the cone and go into your skull, and then thereby making you smarter.
I believe that.
I know. And so we started looking at these hats, man. If you start looking at them around the world, there's fucking hats, man. And these hats are literally sort of like antennas. It's an interesting subject, man. Plus, when you combine the hat with the ley lines and, some of these principles about magnetics and frequencies, it's really interesting shit. When you really start to really hone in on it, then you get down to the actual crown itself. You think about these kings. Why were they fucking wearing? Why were they wearing crowns, man? Look at those crowns. Yeah. What is that? It goes up, and then there's a ball on top. There's a ball on top of like a triangle on these crowns, and there's all these different jewels, right? So these jewels have a certain principle. And it's when that specific dude with that makeup in that moment puts that crown on. Is like the crown. When you see the Ankh over in ancient Egypt, you see the Ankh symbol. These dudes are holding this thing that looks like a cross with a bubble on top. The Ankh. You know what I'm talking about? And then on the other hand, they got this L-shaped, whatever it is. I mean, these are like implements of moving energy, I believe. It's just like this crown. the crown idea that
Sure.
came later. Now, I don't know. Maybe you know. Were some of these? Did the Egyptians wear crowns? Did they have some sort of, you know, golden or golden headdress or some type of thing like that? I can't remember if I've ever seen.
Yeah,
any.
they have headgear. All titled people have headgear, pretty much. They even keep it alive in England with the wigs for the judges, for the justices of the peace.
Mm-hmm.
So there's something about titled people and headgear, right? Whether it be clergy or nobility, they've always had headgear. And with the Sikhs, that's actually a burial shroud.
Mm-hmm.
The turban is a burial shroud, so that they can be recognized on the battlefield, and they can go in after the battle and claim proper burial rites for their dead.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
We did a whole thing.
Now,
too.
on the other end of the spectrum, you've got like the Buddhists who, like, when you initiate as a novitiate in a monastery, you shave your head. It's the exact opposite. There's no headgear, no hair, no nothing. You shave your head, right?
It's weird, man. It's strange.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard. You know, I would say there's more people with hair. There's more. To me, I'm privy or knowledge of more people with hair. For example, Native Americans.
Yeah.
They got long hair. What are they? Shaman. They're sitting there talking to animals and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They know where something is, man. They hear something like a half a mile away. They all had long hair. And that was the thing too, was when that was part of the Trail of Tears, is to cut their hair. And that's exactly what they do to you when they put you in the service. What do? They cut your hair.
Cut your hair.
That's fucking right. But see, here's the thing. Now, I'll put this forward to you. So you just now shaved your head. So what that does is that clears away, because in your hair follicles, it's like a recording of your life. It's recording what's going on. It's all in there. It comes out, and it's in there. It's hanging there, and you're carrying it around with you. So now you've cleared yourself of all of that baggage, and you've arisen anew, like an egghead, and you're fresh in the fresh air. And now you can grow a new head of hair with a whole new approach based on what you've learned over the past 9 months, because you've learned a lot. And so you have to assimilate that into your daily life. So it sounds like you've been meditating, you've been kicking back and taking care of yourself, so more power to you, man. More power to you. I'm not going to cut my hair, but in the moment where my hair is cut and it's shaved, like bald like that, I'll think to myself, Bruce was right.
It is extremely refreshing.
No, I know.
Like, you sleep different. Like, everything is different. Yeah,
I know.
And I don't. It's very difficult for me to grow long hair. My hair grows out, not down. I have like the ultimate Jufro. It just goes totally Harry Chapin, man. Me and my brother, same thing. The hair just grows out.
Well,
and
Rio said he ain't cutting his hair because he doesn't think it'll grow back. Rio's had the same hair. Rio's had the same long hair since for the last fucking long period of time. Now I cut mine.
His hair's not that.
Yeah, it's long, man. It's got a giant ponytail, man. You only seen him. If you've seen him, you only seen him from the front. He's business in the front, party. Yeah. He's business in the front, party in the back, kind of thing. You know what I mean? He lets his when he goes home and makes his peppermint tea, he lets down his hair. But the rest of the time, he's over there kicking it, old school with his ponytail. But maybe he'll be by. He'll stop by. I don't know. Epic Journeyman was lurking. He's trying to get me. He's trying to get me to get this Quest 3 thing with the augmented reality and all this shit. Which I'm not opposed
I
to.
might.
I'm not opposed to it, dude. I would
Starlink.
listen. I would do it right now, except for that shit is like, it's like $500.
Man,
So
I got the very best Amazon delivery address in the world. Literally over here, there's no house numbers in Costa Rica. I don't know if you knew this. So basically, this is actually registered on my Amazon account. I bought one of my microphones off Amazon. 600 meters past the bridge on Highway 32 that passes over the Mother of God River. On the left, Hilberto's confectionery. Leave with attendant. That's my Amazon address. And then I give a regional postal code for Costa Rica so they just know what canton they should be in. And everybody who delivers stuff in Costa Rica is from the area they deliver in. Otherwise, you don't have a chance of getting anything to anybody. No mail, no nothing. You have to be born in the area. Oh, yeah. Gilberto's place. I know where that is, past Mother of God River. Sure, on Highway 32. Everybody knows where Gilberto's place is. And that's the way they do it.
that's trippy, man. That's cool. I mean, you can do that here in California if you're homeless. You can get your mail at a tree or whatever. The third tree on Second Street or whatever.
But you have to physically be there for the pickup, right? They're not just going to leave it at the tree.
I think they do. I don't know.
Because that would be illegal. What if it's a check?
At this point, I don't know. But I do know it's legal. I don't know.
So, Jimmy, give me and the listeners a clue as to what the Thanksgiving feeling is in America in 2023, and more specifically California, and more specifically Santa Cruz.
Wow, shit's mellow around here. I mean, the waves, the seagulls, the waves. People are chill. There's a giant homeless situation.
In Santa Cruz?
Yeah, it's fucking. It's like it was every winter. These homeless camp would develop right outside of this mall area where there's some shopping stores where people go. Mm-hmm. And every year they'd have to come in there with bulldozers at the end of winter and take it out, and it'd be all muddy and fucked. It'd be all muddy and fucked up, and needles and all this shit. And so they'd have to come in there and clean it up. So finally, what they did, thanks Ned. Finally, what they did is they knocked down all the trees, and they put this area in, and then they built this whole facility where they feed people and all this. And so now all the homeless, they come to this feeding area. There's a feeding area. And they come there and they feed. And then I don't know where they go. They're everywhere. Literally, people are just like when I go to work in the morning, I'll be down, down by where I work, and because I work near the ocean, and that's as far as I can take it. But I see people living in their fucking cars, literally, someone, dude's got his door open, and he's cleaning out this back seat or whatever. I mean, I don't know.
Man, it's rough.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, there really isn't any affordable fucking housing for people, man. You can't listen in Santa Cruz. Number one, if you live in Santa Cruz, you don't work in Santa Cruz, because most people that live in Santa Cruz, they work outside of Santa Cruz, because when you live in Santa Cruz, there's no money. There's no jobs that pay money. There's no factories or companies or any of this. There's none of that. There's some construction, but even that in and of itself is, you get paid less money. Because
where would most people live then?
Well, they live here, but they go over to San Jose.
Where would they?
Yeah, they work over in the valley, Silicon Valley. So Silicon Valley is about 30 minutes from where I live. So most
okay.
Yeah, so most people commute from here over there. to make their money. Like I said, Silicon Valley. So you're a Silicon Valley person working at companies over there or whatever. You own homes over here. Those are the people that own homes over here, where I live. And the rest of that shit is rental. And then there's UC Santa Cruz there. So every house is like a gold mine, because there's a constant 4-year flow of people coming through here and need places to stay while they're living here. And they rent houses. And a lot of what happened is a lot of these people that were coming to school here, their fucking parents got money, so they just bought houses here while their kids were going to school. So they were just paying for the house they were paying the mortgage on the house while the kid was going to school. You know what I mean? Then they just build the equity for the 4 years or whatever, and then just either hang on to it and use it as a rental property, or sell it, or give it to the kid or whatever. That was a typical process around here. So there's basically there's no homes. There's no place to build anything. So there's only so much, and then there's residential, and then there's commercial, and that's, see, I have this fucking I have a thing I want to do, but I can't do it because I'm not in a position to do it, because I don't have that kind of money or that kind of access to loans or whatever, or that type of credit that you need to do something. But if I could, what I would do right now is I would start taking these commercial fucking shithole office buildings that are around with all these dentists and different insurance agents and all that shit, because nobody's renting those anymore.
Strip mall.
Yeah, they're dying. That shit is dying. So you take those old office complexes and turn them into multi-family dwellings. And I mean, it doesn't even have to be families. You can just multi-people. It's like take those offices, make them into small apartments, have one badass kitchen, you know? Indoors, outdoors, have a garden in there, man. Put some fucking solar on there. Get some shit going on, you know? You know what I mean? You could even do it and get rid of that homeless problem right there. You could even use those homeless people to, you know, go in there and, you know, do some shit or whatever. They got people around here on the street. They put them to work, like walking around with these cans. There's a whole shit. There's gangs of them that just scour the earth in Santa Cruz. They're homeless people. They pay them cash or whatever. They just walk around with these shirts on, picking up trash. So
wild.
Yeah, anyway, though, but these conversions, these because here's what happened during the lead up to the infrastructure bill being passed. There's this whole push to get rid of these, especially started up in Oregon, is there to get rid of these homes where only one family lives there. You know, they want, if there's a home, they want you to tear it down and put another home on, or two homes on it, or where more than one family can live there. So there's this big move, and so in the infrastructure bill, there's shitloads of money in there for counties and states to build multifamily housing. So what I'm saying is, that being the case, there's all these billions of dollars from the government for building multifamily housing. So what you can do, and what I've thought about doing is, you know, there's a fine line between live and workspace. So there's a place around here that it's a live workspace. So what I mean by that is, it's got a giant roll-up door in the front, you know. It's an apartment, but it's got a roll-up door, and you could be an artist painting in there, doing whatever photography, whatever the fuck you do in there. You can have this space, and it's kick-ass. You know what I mean? They built this one place, and it was full. They literally sold them like condos, okay? These are like, I mean, what I'm saying, it's like a commercial building with an apartment in it. It's like the ultimate badass place to live. Giant ceilings, you know, fucking skylights. You know what I mean? Roll-up door. A fucking sweet. I mean, yeah, hell yeah. And like I said, there was like 12 units. This shit is like, you know, corrugated steel. It's like a steel building. Imagine steel building. You can call up this company, General Steel. They'll fucking come out and throw a steel building up on your concrete slab in like a day. They show up with these dudes. Yeah. There's a fucking steel building. Next day, boom, you're sold out. They sold out of those live workspaces. So just on the
Wow.
face of that, on the face of it, it tells me that if I could get the line moved between residential and commercial, and there'll be political motivation to do it because there's monies involved in it. Because if counties provide more housing, like this type of housing, then they're going to get money from the government from that infrastructure bill. It's already there. So it's fucking, it's a no-brainer. So, I mean, what's it take to rehab?
Well, you'd think, right? But you don't know who's running Santa Cruz. It could be a Masonic lodge, and if you're not in with them, they're not going to let you make money, man. That's what Pac Woman told me about the rural part of Australia she lives. All the business licenses on the main strip in the small town. It's a Mason-run town, and if you're not with them, you're not getting what you need. I imagine that's the same in a lot of places.
You know what? There was a moment when I was sitting there on my sailboat, and I was sitting in the harbor. There was a moment where I realized there's fucking obelisks everywhere.
Yeah.
And then we noticed it, and then we started noticing it everywhere. And it wasn't just, I mean, it's like at every harbor there's obelisks. They use them.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. So I started this whole thing with this dude. I was living on my trimaran, and the dude next to me was a diver. And he cleaned boats and, under your boat, put zincs on, shit like that. And so he lived in his boat, and I had my boat, and then right above us was his restaurant, And then, so, we'd be hanging out because we lived at the harbor, so we'd talk all the time. And so one day I said to him, I said, man, look at all this fucking obelisks, man. I go, I wonder if this whole place is full of Masons. Or whatever. I started, asking him or whatever. And then I guess it was probably like 3 or 4 days later, he's up at this breakfast restaurant right above where our boats are. And like I had filled his head with enough shit that he was just, he was running off at the mouth or whatever. So he goes up he's up in the harbor, and he's up at the restaurant, and he's eating with these dudes, like these 3, 4 older guys. And he's up there like repeating the shit that I said to him the night before on my boat. Turns out these dudes are fucking all Masons or whatever. And it was like within 3 days, man, all of a sudden the harbor starts coming down on us and shit. Like I'm sitting on the back of my boat one day. I'm sitting on the back of my boat. All of a sudden I hear this noise, and I go and I look out behind my boat, because I had this giant tarp over the fucking arm of my sail, so it was like a tent in the back end of my boat. So I'm just kicking back there, you can't see in there or whatever. And all of a sudden I hear this noise, and I go back and look at the back of my boat, and it's the harbor patrol, and they're fucking sitting there. They have these boats, Bruce, that are silent, man. These fucking boats don't make a sound. They got 2 giant ass outboard motors on them, but they're dead silent. All of a sudden the dude's like cruising me up, and all of a sudden then they start hassling about it. There's like, all of a sudden they come down there. Hey Jimmy, we've had some complaints. And I was like, really? Well, what's that? And he's, well, they don't like your tarp over your sail arm. Because you gotta imagine this, dude. Because my boat was a 33-foot trimaran, and it was mostly deck. So everything above, it's.
I'm gonna look that up, Jimmy. How do you spell trimaran?
Trimarran. They're badass, dude. That's the only kind of boat you want to be on if you're in the ocean. A trimaran. Epic Journeyman's into the catamarans, but...
Oh, wow, yeah. Holy cow, man. That would have a difficult time tipping, eh?
Yeah, that thing don't tip, man.
But you would almost need, like, a double dock space. It's so wide.
Yeah, it's wide. That's what I mean. So imagine it. So I got this giant-ass, wide-ass boat dock space. And then I got
you were living like some 80s private detective dude, like Magnum or Simon and Simon or something like that. You had one of those like TV lives.
I did. I had my Harley right there too. I had a fucking.
Oh my god.
I know it was bad, and you know what was kick ass was the dude. Like I say, the guy next to me.
Yeah.
He was taking care of all these boats, and these really sick boats would come in. Like dudes would come in with giant fucking boats, and this guy would take care of them, you know. So like one of them was like a cabin cruiser. Seems like 100-foot cabin cruiser, dude. It's just some guy owned it, and he just had a captain and a whole crew and shit. Like the captain, he just sailed the boat around. The dude's like, yeah, let's go to Santa Cruz. And the guy would take him to Santa Cruz and then sit there.
Live on a boat now, Jimmy. They got Starlink for boats. They give you the little satellite dish for a boat. You know, you throw some solar panels up there just to keep your computer going. You cook on propane. You could just literally go like 75 meters offshore, drop anchor, not pay any docking fees or anything, and just live.
I know.
You wait and see.
I've had two boats, dude. I've had two.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, I've had two boats. I had that 33-foot trimaran and a 30-foot Columbia sailboat. Both of them sank.
One of the things that disappoints me the most about the time we're going through now is the lack of creativity.
I know.
You know, if people can't live the way they think you're supposed to live, like a home or a condo, they start to panic. And I'm like I'm waiting for the ideas, and I'm waiting for the lifestyles to appear where when I see them, I go, wow,
listen to this.
I should have done that. I should have done Earthbag, but I haven't seen it yet.
Listen to this.
I haven't seen it, but boat, you could get, I probably put maybe 45, 50 grand into everything up here, including the 2 hectares of land I own, the 5 acres of land. Now, that's everything. My furniture, everything, Jimmy. My fridges, my stove, like everything. My mattresses, 45, 50 grand tops. Okay, man. But you could also have a kick-ass life, like on a boat for 45 or 50 grand. The used boat market now.
For 50 grand, dude, you'd be living like a friggin' king. Listen to this, dude.
Yeah.
This is what's sick about it. Is because wherever you go, all your shit is there. But it's not like it's not like you're in a fucking RV or something. You know what I mean? Literally, when I found out the legal aspects of having a boat, you know, when you're on a boat, man, it means something to be the captain of your ship or whatever. You know what I mean? A boat is like your own island. Like you can literally, it's your own place. Nobody can say shit about it.
And once you get out into international waters, outside the jurisdictional waters of countries, which I think what is it like?
17
X
miles.
number of
17
Is
miles.
that it?
Yeah.
Once you get out into international waters, there's no law, man. You can do whatever you want. You can just go out there and snort coke all day. Nobody's going to do nothing.
No, man. It's literally, I mean, listen. I'm telling you right now, there's nothing like living on a boat, man. The thing is, they say your 2 best days is the day that you buy your boat and the day you sell your boat. Because boats, as romantic as they may be, unless you're a rich dude who's just paying dudes to do all the shit for you, it's nothing but fucking work, dude. Saltwater tears shit up, man. A fucking hole in your boat, shit like that.
Yeah,
it's nasty. No, I had shit happen. When I bought that trimaran, I hired a skipper.
Yeah.
To fucking sell that thing down here from San Francisco. All right?
Well,
because, okay, so listen to this. This skipper dude was the guy who used to sail the Chardonnay yacht out of Santa Cruz. So it's a giant fucking yacht. This dude's like major. Yeah. This dude's, balls out. This dude and his brother sat in a 20-foot sailboat and sailed to Hawaii. Yeah. He sailed to Hawaii with nothing. With no instruments, man. They're just dead wrecking that fucker. So this dude is a badass. So he brings these 2 chicks with him. These 2 ladies. One of them was his girlfriend. I don't know who the other one was. So they bring him in. All of a sudden, he's bringing my boat down. He calls me and he goes, Jimmy. Because I'd bought this boat. I'd never taken it out. You know what I mean? There it was. It was, I didn't know anything about it. I never know shit about boats. I never owned a boat, but I just decided I was going to get one. I went and got it, and fucking now I was sailing down to Santa Cruz because I got a slip. You couldn't get slips in Santa Cruz because you have to wait like 7 years. But since this moment arrived, I could get a slip. I goes, fuck, man. So I hired this guy. He's sailing this boat down from San Francisco. It's one of the most dangerous. When you're coming out of the Golden Gate Bridge, the currents right there are one of the most dangerous currents in the world. And he's sailing this little 33-foot wooden trimaran from 1976. And he's sailing it, and he calls me. He goes, Jimmy, the boat's taking on water. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, man, we're bailing it right now. He goes, we're bailing it out right now. And so the whole time they were sailing it from San Francisco down, these ladies that were with them, they were fucking cranking this thing and pumping water out of the thing, out of the ama, because one of the amas, on the trimaran, one of the outside amas was fucking leaking. So he limps it over to Half Moon Bay. You know what I mean? And he comes out, and so I go pick him up. And he goes, yeah, man, she was taken. Jimmy, the sea is an angry maiden. She was taken on water. So I had to bring her in. Let me know when you get it fixed or whatever. So he leaves. So now I'm sitting there and I go, what the fuck am I going to do, right? So I find the hole in this ama, all right? And I'm sitting there and I'm going, how the fuck? So I go, dude, listen to this. I go get a truck tire, a fucking inner tube, a giant fucking semi-truck inner tube. And I pulled it under the ama while there was no air in it. Yeah. And then I filled that motherfucker up with air and just lifted that fucking ama up out of the water. And then I did fiberglass repair on that motherfucker. I repaired it. And then I dropped it off that inner tube. I let the air out, dropped it down. It was in there perfect, man. And homeboy came back, got that boat, and sailed it back down to Santa Cruz Harbor, dude, and $10 a foot. All right, the houses around the Santa Cruz Harbor, like $5 million houses. But I'm living in the Santa Cruz Harbor, the same exact place they're living for $10 a foot, dude. $300 a month I was living in there.
Okay, so I'm looking at the map here. So you have to actually go out of San Francisco and then go out into the ocean. Like there's a huge harbor there, like, or whatever you call it in nautical terms, a peninsula or whatever, inside San Francisco there. It's almost like San Francisco's, like the way it goes out like that, it's almost like an island. It's like in the middle, it's water on three sides, right? But you're like right down at the other tip of the landmass, like, so San Jose down to here. So he had to leave San Francisco, go out through this little channel in between San Rafael, and sail about 100 kilometers. He had to sail. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I know, he was a badass too. He none of the ladies or him even said anything. They were like, they didn't say, man, what the fuck, blah 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 blah, or nothing. They didn't say shit. And then later on, he told me. Later on, after I was on my boat and I was living in the harbor for a while, he came by my boat and he said, Jimmy, next time if you want to get a boat, get one of these. And then he told me what to get. He took me by one and said, look at it. He goes, go in there. Look at the headroom. See, you got to do this. This is what you want, Jimmy, next time you buy a boat. Get one of these. So there was like a typhoon in Japan, and it came through and it came to Santa Cruz. It was like a freak storm. No one is expecting it. It doesn't rain in the summer here at all. There's not fucking storms. So no one expected it, Bruce. And so I had gone home and I was at my house, not at the harbor. And all of a sudden, this fucking storm starts coming, and it's like, there's a leftover typhoon. And I was thinking, what's that going to mean? All of a sudden it starts raining and it's windy and shit. So I decide I'm going to go down to the harbor. I get down there, dude, and it's literally like fucking gale force winds, and all these people's people's sailboats, their sails were coming unfurled, and it was just going. These fucking waves are coming in and shit. I look down at my boat, and I had this speedboat. It was like a tri-hull with a fucking 350 Chevy in it. Had a windshield that came up by itself. It was like a fucking 1963 boat. And I had it tied onto the side of my trimaran. Well, because this fucking typhoon came in and the waves were bashing and fucking bashing all of a sudden, the cleat broke off one of the tie downs on my boat. So every time the wave would go out and then it would come in, my boat would smash against the side of my fucking trimaran. And I come and look over the side, and I see the guy that owns this really nice boat. It's like this was like a fucking $200,000 sailboat. He's on my boat trying to lasso my speedboat and shit. He's got the yellow fucking rain gear on and shit. So I run down there, and I jump on the boat. And we lasso this fucking speedboat, and, tie it up or whatever. And then, but by then the damage had been done, Bruce. And the side of the trimaran had been bashed beyond recognition. So I was friends with the harbor master, and he said he'd just get rid of it for me. So he got rid of it, and that was the end of my days at the harbor. And I thought to myself, I'll never buy another motherfucking boat as long as I live, dude. And then a couple years later, I was looking at Craigslist, and I see this boat for like $5,000. And it's exactly when the dude told me, next time you buy a boat, Jimmy, buy one of these. It was one of those. Except for this dude had moved here from Tennessee or some shit. He was like a woodworker from way back. And he was buying these boats and then refinishing all the wood interiors on them. So he was going to these auctions at these harbors. And he's fucking buying these boats. And then he was redoing this shit. So this was like a 30-foot Columbia. All right? Fucking all teak all the way through. And brand new. That was a beautiful boat, dude. I didn't have $5,000, but I went down there and I convinced the dude to let me pay him on payments for that fucking boat. And
I can't relate to this at all, Jimmy. I mean, I can understand the words in the story, but, you get a handful of different kinds of people. And under the major classifications, you have many, many sub-classifications. But basically, you got water people, and that would be somebody who lives on a boat, very comfortable on the water. You got desert people, and then you got mountain people. And it doesn't matter whether it's a city or not. When you get into California, there's a lot of mountain people. People live up in the mountains, right? And there's water people. And I suppose even in California, you got desert people as well. California is a very rich geography. It's got everything.
Dude, I've lived in all three of those places. And
what I've learned about myself, Jimmy, I am pure mountain people. Like, you put me on a mountain, I don't want to leave. Like, it's all my wife can do to get me to go shopping. Right? I don't want to go. Got my Montero back on the road now, man. Oh, yeah. What a bad boy with knobby tires and everything. It's just... Hey, man, listen, I don't even have to go to gear coming back up the road. That turbo diesel engine is so powerful. It's just second gear all the way up. Boom.
Badass. Right? Hey, Bruce, I need to go get some water for my coffee. So I'm going to go real quick.
Put on a song. I'm going to grab a coffee, too.
Yeah, all right. I'll put on some music. All right, everybody, hang tight. Hey, take a listen to this guy. You know what? I'm going to try to play let me see. I wasn't going to play the whole song, but I will. I was really only going to play the lead guitar part because I really like it, but I'll play this whole song. That'll give us time. Have you heard of this dude, Sean Mullins? Here, check him out. The song's called California. It's Independent Broadcast Network. Orphans Party Thanksgiving.
Well, he was from a small town in northern Mississippi. She was raised on the Puget Sound a third generation hippie. Fate would take them to LA County and get them stuck in a traffic jam, and El Camino in a red Trans Am. Her stereo was blaring Dylan, the bootleg sessions, and all the times they are changing made a pretty good impression. She looked over and caught him smiling under a California setting sun. They fell in love on the 101. California, 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 dreams come true. Well, they got in with the in crowd and got off on the rock and roll. Cocaine's free and the music's loud. Backstage at the Hollywood Bowl, they got the house in Topanga Canyon. They partied at the Viper Room, blending into the neon gloom. California, 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 dreams come true. California, 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 dreams come true. Well, you see them down on the Sunset Strip, trying so hard to be so hip. Manhattan Beach to Malibu, it's all about the ocean view. And who you know in Hollywood, it's cutthroat, but it's understood. Champagne, Kool-Aid, drink it down. You're the toast of Tinseltown. California, 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 dreams come true. California, 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 dreams come true.
Sweet sound. Sweet sound.
Sean Mullins on Thanksgiving Eve. So Black Friday's tomorrow, eh? So tomorrow night,
Yeah.
into the microcosm, the Black Friday edition. It's their average
I'm all
run.
geared up.
The
I
running,
got everything I need, man. I mean, I'm not buying anything this Black Friday.
the running of the sheeple is no longer in effect because people are not. Listen, You remember when people used to be literally just fucking kicking each other's asses over some flat screens? You know what I mean? People were getting killed over flat screens.
Yeah.
It's fucking lowbrow.
Yeah.
Dude,
it'll be interesting to see what the figures are like this Black Friday, because I think nobody's got any money to spend, Jimmy.
No, it's Cyber Monday, and it's groceries on Amazon. It's gonna be Cyber Monday because that's the only way you can afford to eat. And how that's I mean seriously. I was gonna bring it up earlier. I watched this piece earlier. It was a news piece. It was like a fluff piece or something, and it was like the era of the nightclub is dead. And I'd been thinking about that recently.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it like, the days when, because I was in the club scene when the club scene was the hottest thing there was. That's where everybody was at clubs, and people used to go out dancing or whatever. And that was like a moment in time or whatever. But now that moment is different now because the whole thing's different. So this guy was saying how it was like, here's Bob.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, here's Bob. He's a club goer. And, there's a club owner, a club goer, and an observer or whatever. So, dude, I'm an observer. I like to go around and, observe. And so he goes out and he says what he sees now when he goes out to clubs is nobody's dancing and everybody's on their cell phones. And the only time they do anything is when they're doing it, and then they stop doing it. So, like, if it looks like they're dancing, they hold up their phone, and they're dancing for like a minute while they take their picture or whatever, and then and the minute the camera's off, they stop. He said,
"Unbelievable."
I know, it's weird. And then this other girl said, "Yeah, well, there's a lot of twerking. Mostly, when you go to clubs, it's mostly twerking." Is what the dude said. And then the girl goes, well, yeah, it's twerking, but it's only twerking for a minute, or two, because they twerk and then they take a video of themselves and they show it on Facebook or whatever. So really, it's just when people go out, they're not really going out. It's just a series of photo opportunities for your Facebook or whatever. Makes it look like you're having a good time or living the life or whatever, just kicking it, twerking all over town, drinking champagne, shaking your ass. And I don't know, they said twerking, and they didn't mention whether it was male or female twerking. They just mentioned twerking at that point.
Please,
but I can't.
Please don't tell me that male twerking is a thing for me. I'm not ready to deal with that. Is male twerking a thing? It's not in Latin America. I tell you, you get shot. Shit over here.
Even if you have a big mustache and you twerk it?
No, dude, no. I mean, the only time a man moves his ass like that is when he's bull riding.
I just choked down a gagger, but that used to mean something a bit different back in the day. It used to mean a bong. It used to mean a bong hit, but now in the days of male twerking, it might mean a whole something different. I don't know, but I don't know if male twerking is a thing. I'm just assuming that it's not, but I could be wrong because, like I say, I don't go out to clubs anymore. There's no reason to
gender fluid.
Dude, there's no reason to go out to clubs, is there? And we've talked about this earlier, on many shows about bands that you see into clubs. Like when you go out to a bar, are there any bars where you just go there and there's like a band playing anymore? I don't know if there are. I mean, I know there used to be around here. There used to be a bunch of really good ones, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe. You never know. You never know. I don't know. But in any event, so this guy was saying, so when I go out to the club, he says, I got to pay $50 to park. And then he got to pay $20 to get in the door. So he says, that's $70, already, and I haven't even gone in yet. You know what I mean? $70. Now you're going to go in. What are you going to pay, $20 for a fucking cocktail in there? I mean, it's just, I just remember, I used to go to this place there, Bruce, just before you tell me. I used to go to this place called Paradise Beach. It was a club in downtown San Jose. It was nowhere near the fucking beach, all right? But it was called Paradise Beach. They had sand and shit in there. They had sand in there, and that place was packed, dude. There was fucking lines around the building trying to get in. You know? They played tequila and shit, and all these big titty blondes would jump up on the bar and fucking in bathing suits and start fucking pouring tequila everywhere. Spilling it, doing shots, or whatever. Jello shots. It was like a fucking crazy... Dude, it was a...
decadence is over in America, Jimmy.
Jesus.
It's over, man.
I know, but, you know, at least I can look back and wipe my brow and think to myself, I made it, man, through that shit. You know, because let me tell you something. The Silicon Valley was nothing. Listen, the Silicon Valley was at that moment, it was when all the blow was coming in and everybody was starting companies over here. It's like all the companies people know about. It was because all these dudes were sitting they were sitting there doing blow nonstop.
Jimmy, have you ever seen Carlito's Way?
Yeah.
Man, I watched it. So I don't know why, but I got on this rewatching movie kick about 3 weeks ago. It started curiously enough, it started with The Ninth Gate. Great Roman Polanski film with Johnny Depp. I highly recommend you watch it if you haven't seen it, folks. Then from there, I watched Ghost Rider with Ewan McGregor, a 2010 Roman Polanski film. Pierce Brosnan and Ewan McGregor, also a great film. Then I went to Chinatown, then I went to the Two Jakes, and then I thought, what the hell, let's watch Carlito's Way. And as soon as you started talking about the club life, I just went right back to like New York and Carlito's Way and John Leguizamo as Benny Blanco. Well, Steffi's with Dave now. Who the fuck are you, Benny? I need to know you, Benny Blanco.
Mm-hmm.
And when you live in a Latin culture, it takes on a whole new dimension, man. You have never seen the sin of pride fuck people up more than you will in Latin America. It's like they can't help themselves. Like a moment of humility could save your life, but they just can't do it.
Man, it's a crazy, crazy, crazy time. So what they're saying
Benny
is what
Blanco.
people are doing right now is like house music, where they go to a place and that's where you go to dance now. You don't go to clubs anymore. Clubs are dead. Or whatever. So I don't know. Maybe clubs are dead. I know it's been a shitload a long time since I've been to a club. It's probably been at least 5 or 6. No, it's probably been more than a decade since I've been to a club.
So the closest I would come to this is sort of living through my son's stories. He's 26 now. And from what I'm hearing from him in Toronto, I mean, they do go to clubs. Like, they do go downtown Toronto and they do club once in a while, but it's so expensive, right? It's like $12 for a beer. But house parties are the rage now. That's where they're at, Jimmy. It's all house parties.
That's what I'm saying. Because for the price, listen, I was walking through the grocery store today and I just walked through the liquor aisle, you know, shortcut into the milk section. So I'm going to get some organic whole chocolate milk. And I went there and I was walking through the liquor aisle and I looked down and I see this giant ass quart of liquor for like $16. I'm thinking to myself, fuck man, for $16, do you know how fucked up you could get for that $16 right there? I mean,
pretty fucked up, Jimmy.
That's what I'm saying. So why spend $16 on a fucking cocktail at a bar when you can buy a whole bottle of that shit?
Don't make no sense.
No, the Z generation's not stupid. They're not gonna go.
No.
They're gonna go party at their house, man, at the house, or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking about earlier when we were talking about the Sikhs, and somehow we got off onto a different subject. I was thinking about this. You know the Muslim prayer rug?
Yeah.
And this prayer rug is actually a sacred space. So if a dude lays a prayer rug in the middle of the street, you got to wait until he's done before you can drive by him.
Yeah.
And it's like, because
it's ridiculous.
Well, on the face of it, maybe, but you know, when you dig a little deeper and you find out that this piece of rug is actually this portal space, And that's why you have this idea of these magic carpets, of these dudes flying around on carpets. So they're not flying around on carpets, man. So they got this magic rug. Okay, and when they're on it and they're praying, they space through into another dimension, dude. That's what that rug is. It's a portal, man. It's a portal. All right, listen. Should we just call the Epic Journeyman and rattle his chain? I never do that. I've never done that where I just call somebody and make them get on the air if they weren't ready to. Have you ever done that?
No, I wouldn't do that with Epic. Take a call, 864-810-1039, 864-810-1039. I'm afraid to see who we're going to get, Jimmy, on Thanksgiving.
Oh, well.
It's just going to be depressing.
It's the off. No, it's not depressing. That's why we're here. We're on depressing.
We should do an hour. We should do an hour of suicide prevention calls, Jimmy. 864-810-1039. 864-810-1039.
It's
You're feeling low. You don't know where to go. Holler.
Holla. Hey, listen, man. The very idea of Thanksgiving in and of itself, on the face of it, is absolutely fucking ridiculous. We're supposed to believe in the 1600s a few dudes came over here called the Pilgrims or whatever, and they just started living here, and then they just all of a sudden just, spread like a fungus. Where did all these fuckers come from? And when you
That's the story, Jimmy. That's what they want us to believe.
Dude, listen to this. Listen to this. I don't think this is shit people don't consider at all when you think about this story. Like, when growing up, no one ever thought about this kind of shit at all. But here, let me put this forward. When the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria discovered America, all right? They fucking were sailing over the oceans and shit, and they were like, where their country was at that point, who the fuck knows where it was? They don't know. They're on some wooden fucking ship, sitting there, and they go, oh, look, it's America. Even when they discovered the fucker, how long does it take to sail back and tell somebody about it? It's not like they got on the fucking radio. Base, come in. I've discovered America. All right. We'll be right over. We're sending over the orphans now. Stand by. It's bullshit. How many years does it take to sail across the ocean when you don't know where the fuck you're going? You could be sailing around for years in circles. But I guess they knew.
How long does it take to cross the ocean? Like, if you were to get on a cruise liner and you were to go from, I don't know, let's say San Francisco to, I don't know, what would be on the other side?
Well,
of the
only
Pacific?
thing I've ever done is gone from here to Mexico. It takes days and days to get somewhere. You know what I mean?
That's what I figured.
Yeah. They go super slow.
Yeah.
But I mean, back then they were not. Back then it's not like you can say, well, I calculate I'll get there by this time. Because I've got all this data that says I can do it. Back then you're just fucking floating around. All of a sudden there's wind, and then there isn't any. You're in this spot. You know where the fuck you are. You're looking up at the stars. God damn it, man! You said to turn left at that hook of the Big Dipper. You fuck. You know what I mean? They're looking up at the stars. Really? Oh, really, dude? Come on. They're floating around out in the middle of the fucking ocean on a wooden boat, looking up at the stars with some thing going like this. I mean, think about that shit. How the fuck did they... Really? How did someone come up with that? Someone just sitting there scratching their ass one day. They're just going, man, I think I'm going to look up at these stars my whole life and keep track of it. And then I'll pass it on to my son, and then he can keep track of it. And then after about 1,000 years, we'll know exactly where all these stars are moving to, and then somebody can get on a wooden boat with a little sextant, and they'll know where to go. Doesn't that seem crazy? How that could happen?
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, it's
A
absolutely,
little bit, yeah.
it's wild, man, when you think about it.
Well, the spirit of adventure, man. I mean, I always remember that scene of the Vikings crossing the ocean in the 13th Warrior with Antonio Banderas, and I thought, man, you'd have to be crazy to do that. Those boats weren't that big either. You got to sleep on
Dude,
it. You're
have you
soaking wet the whole time, freezing.
Dude, it's terrifying. I swear to God, man. Think about this shit. Seriously, I mean, there's a video. I should send you this video. There's a video of this fucking guy. He sails from Santa Monica, California to Hawaii by himself.
Yeah.
In a 20-footer.
Yeah.
The dude's laying there in the middle of the ocean, sailing. And it's dark. He's laying in his little boat with his arms around himself. And all you're hearing is this poof, poof, shit hitting the side of his boat, man. Waves are fucking crashing over, water's leaking in through the fucking hatch and shit. He's just laying in there, dude. And the camera's like up there. Just fucking laying in there. And the thing is, dude, what you don't realize is those big ships, they can't see no 20-footer. When at night, it's literally pitch fucking black. You can't see shit.
Yeah.
You can't see shit. And you're just sitting there on you're sitting there on your little boat all night long, man, just making sure nobody's going to run your ass over. So it just happens.
Now the bigger, but they all have radar though, right? Like some form of radar or motion detection or some kind of warning system, right?
Yeah,
I don't
but
think
the
you could
thing
get
is those ships don't move like you can't. You can't maneuver and shit. One of those ships, it detects you, but it's too late. If you don't get out of the, they expect you to get out of the way.
Have you seen these motherfuckers who cross the ocean in kayaks? They have these special kind of kayaks. You can sleep in them and you can seal them up and go to sleep, but you got to get up the next day, pop it open, and start paddling. And they cross the ocean in kayaks.
Dude,
man.
You can see this guy I'm telling you about. When he starts off in Santa Monica, he looks like a certain dude or whatever. And he gets about halfway through the journey. He's a changed man. That dude is not the same fucking guy. And he's sitting on the back of his boat. And he's filming himself, but he's looking, He's looking sort of like in front of him at the horizon. But he's got this fucking 1,000-yard stare. Okay? And it's in
I'll bet.
Dude, it's in that moment that a bird comes and lands on his boat. He starts talking to this bird. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, I'm thinking to myself in this moment when I see this bird, I'm thinking to myself, this fucking dude is out in the middle of the ocean. There is no islands anywhere. And there's this fucking bird. And I'm thinking to myself, if you're that bird, what happens if you stop flapping your wings and you're out there? You fucking going in the water, man. And,
I don't know, Jimmy.
That's what I mean.
I wish I had an answer. But I don't know.
I'm just saying.
How does a bird...
The bird somehow...
The birds can land on the water and float, right? They can rest. And all their food's in the water, too. So...
No, this was not that kind of bird, man. This bird was out of place. But anyway, the bird landed on there, and he found this bird in the middle of the ocean found someplace to land where he wasn't going to get eaten by a fucking shark or whatever. So he lands on this boat, and this guy starts talking to the bird. The bird's now his friend. And then one day the bird flies off, Bruce. The bird flies off. He had gotten his rest, and he left. Poor bird. Anyway, dude arrives in Hawaii. He's like, yeah, I made it. And now you look at him. If you were standing next to this guy at the cash register at the grocery store, he would look like nothing to you. He'd look like a skinny little dude. But that dude had the balls of a fucking giant. Seriously, that dude sailed across. So now he's over in Hawaii, and he looks at his little map. You know what I mean? He says, "Oh, I'm gonna sail over here and post up in this bay right here between these islands or whatever." So he sails over there. He gets there, and all of a sudden, he's sitting there and he's setting up his chair on the deck and stuff, and he's filming himself, setting up his chair on the deck, and you can hear some noise in the background. You hear like, "Hey," you say, "Hey, hey, hey, hey," and you look, and it's these fucking Samoans, dude, and they're coming off the island, in these kayaks, and they're fucking yelling. They're yelling at him and waving machetes and shit. And they're saying, "Get the fuck out of here, man! Get out of here!" So he got scared, and he decided to leave, and so he had to go someplace else. So I mean, the point is, the bottom line is, when he finally sailed across the ocean, Bruce, and got to paradise, he found that paradise was just a couple of angry Samoans with machetes.
There you go.
You know, stay at your home.
Polynesian racism.
Stay in your homes, ladies and gentlemen. Don't sail across the Pacific in your 20-footer. Let somebody, you can watch the YouTube video and gain the experience without actually having to risk your life. Do it like I did. Like I say, watch it. If you really want to see an amazing story, one of the most amazing stories ever, the Kon-Tiki. You ever heard of it?
No.
Type it in. Kontiki. The Kon-Tiki. This
Just
dude,
lay it on me, man.
Dude made a boat like they used to make out of straw and sailed his ass across the ocean. The Kon-Tiki, dude. Bloody Fingers just joined us. 13 Bloody Fingers. Or something. Maybe not me. Might not be Bloody Fingers. I can't tell. It's far away at this point. Dude, it's nothing but trouble. I'm telling you right now. Have you seen this shit? It's fucking out of control. No, I mean, seriously, these kids are out of control at this point. These high school kids down in Vegas. These fucking 20 kids boot stomped this kid and killed his ass.
Yeah, they're going to do a hard time, though. I was watching a little bit of the pre-trial.
Well, whether or not they do hard time or not is irrelevant, because little Bobby's never going to play football for the 49ers or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't.
That's some crazy ass shit.
No, it is.
I mean,
crazy.
that would never happen when I was going to high school in, 1981, 82.
You want to hear a fucking funny story? Yesterday,
All right.
Listen to this. Yesterday, I'm at work, okay? I'm drilling this fucking hole. All right? This was the toughest hole I've ever had to fucking drill in my life, man. Because for some reason...
Wood? Steel?
It was wood. It was steel. It was chicken wire. It was fucking flexi wood. There were so many... And here's the thing. The thing was like, I had to get through this wall. All right? So the first day, I come from the other side, and I drill through with this giant hole saw, and I get through a bunch of this wood. I get through the header. I get through all this shit. Now I'm through the wall, and I'm as far as my drill bit can go. And so now I got to use another drill bit. Problem is, on the other side, there's concrete. So if I drill too hard, I'm going to blast out the concrete on the other side and fuck everything up. Because that's where you're walking in. It's going to be a big piece of concrete missing out of the fucking wall. So I can't. Yeah. So anyways, bottom line, I come through back around and I start drilling the hole from the other side. Okay? So I'm drilling. I got this drill. It's got a drill bit on it. It's 24 inches long. And I'm on the ladder. Okay? And I got the drill like this. I'm holding it to the side, and it's like right next to my face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm getting the ultimate amount of pressure that I can push. And I'm leaning into this motherfucker, and the drill bit's spinning. It's a paddle bit. It's fucking spinning. It's spinning, fucking, and I'm going, and all of a sudden the drill catches like this, and the bottom of the handle with the fucking battery like this big on it, it's like a 2-pound battery. It goes like this. Fucking hit me right in the chin, dude. Dead in the chin. And I'm standing on this ladder, and there was when I got hit with it.
How high up?
I was about 4 feet off the ground. But here's the thing.
Okay.
When it happened, there was like this clicking in my head. it was like a click. It was like a click. I can't explain it, but it was like I realized in that moment I just took a blow to the chin, and I wasn't going down. And I was thinking to myself, this is what happens when you get knocked out in a fucking boxing match. They hear that click, and that's when they close their eyes and fall off to the side and just fall down.
Yeah.
But it was like I heard the click, and I knew, and I wasn't falling down, and I thought to myself, I just took a fucking major blow to the chin, and I'm like, nothing even happened, dude. I mean, I didn't even have a bruise today. But I swear to God, man, it was like a clean. And the thing was, it's that battery, isn't it? It wouldn't even be like a fist. That shit was fucking, you know what I mean? It was
harder.
It was harder, yeah, that's what I mean. I was fucking got knocked out, man. All in a day's work.
I got myself a little MacBook Pro studio set up here, Jimmy, on. It's quite something.
You're going to start doing porn?
No.
Oh, good.
No.
Well, that's good to hear.
No.
Well, people start having these GoFundMes, or no, what are they called? Hold on. Fans only.
Although,
you
I
can
could probably rent the back rooms out to some cam girls once I get the Starlink.
Dude.
You know.
You're crazy, man.
A little Andrew Tate economy on the side here.
It's all too much. All right, listen. It's 7. It looks like it says 7:52. Do you want to continue?
Well, let's cap it off at the top of the hour, man.
Yeah.
That'll be 10 o'clock for me.
Sounds good. Yeah, I was lucky, Amber. I am lucky. That was lucky.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking, like, you know, shit happens, man. Shit's always happening.
Yeah.
It happens. Every fucking day some shit happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's literally, it's a miracle that, you know, I mean, construction sites, it's a miracle people don't fucking get killed on a daily basis. I mean, they do, but I just mean on every job site. You know, people, you know, as a whole, there's people getting killed every day on job sites, but you don't hear about none of that shit. You know what I mean?
I was thinking, when you were telling the boat stories, I was just thinking to myself, I wonder how many people are casualties at sea on an annual basis, like how many recreational or goal-oriented sailors, and like non-commercial, like I'm going to take 6 months off work and prep for this sail to Hawaii or whatever. I wonder how many of them die.
Lots of them. There used to be this channel, and it was called Bikinis and Bears was the name of it. And it was a dude and his wife. And they had a 30-foot Columbia like I had. And they had it up in like Alaska. And they keep it there. And then when the water freezes up, it pushes these boats up out of the water. So the ice doesn't crush the hull on these, because they got like a 4-inch, 5-inch thick fiberglass hull. So it pushes the boat up. So the thing is this guy, what his thing was, is him and his wife would just, when the water unfroze and the boat hit the water again, that's when they'd go back to their boat, and then they would sail around in these fjords and shit up there. And just, the guy would drop his line in the water. He would catch his limit of fish, dude, in less than 5 minutes. He would fill his whole, I swear to God. And I think the reason the channel went away was because they shot a bear, because, you know, they were out. I mean, where they go in their sailboat, there's nobody, dude. It's literally, they're in the middle of fucking nowhere in Alaska where no one can get there unless you're on a boat or a helicopter or whatever. And so they, you know, they got off, and you know, there was a bear that, you know, showed up, and that dude shot the bear, and then they made burgers out of it, and they were, you know, frying the burgers on the boat and stuff. They used to cook and shit on this boat. And the whole point the guy was making was, he's like, look around, man. He goes, look around. There's nobody here. He said all the people that own boats, where they go is where the water is warm. And he goes, that shit is played out. It's all people. There's no fish. You know what I mean? It's fucked up. But we're up here in Alaska on our boat. Look at what we're doing and shit. And the dude's like, Hey, baby, pass me that bear burger over here. No. Give me another one of them bear burgers. And they would go up and get their water, they just get this fresh water coming down these waterfalls and shit. This was crazy. It got me all hyper about owning a boat, I was like, fuck, look at
There are people who live on their boats, Jimmy, and they just sail all over the world. It's a whole culture.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
we're gonna start seeing a lot more of the world now with this portable Starlink and everything, man. People are gonna put it on boats. They're gonna throw up some solar power and charge their cell phones, and we're gonna start seeing stuff we've never been able to see before. It's gonna, like, within a year or two, it's gonna be interesting.
Well, we got about 30 days left. Till the end.
In what?
Till the end of the year.
Well,
no.
Yeah.
Well, so. And then it's a new year, so we'll see what happens, 2024. The thing is that if you still believe in any of this political shit, if you believe in any of this stuff, then what I can tell you for sure is going to happen, and I'm not being psychic when I'm telling you this, is that shit is going to get better in 2024. Gas prices are going to go down. Inflation is going to go down. A lot of shit's going to happen because Biden wants to get reelected, or the Democrats want to get reelected. And I think one of the biggest issues that they're going to bring to the table politically is going to be the abortion issue. Because they're going to use that issue to pull on the same heartstrings of the same voting public that went out for Obama. The Oprah crowd, all those people.
Yeah.
Basically every woman will vote. That most. If you're not in.
Well,
I'm not, ladies here at the chat, or if you're listening in the future, I don't mean you if you're not into it. I'm just saying the majority of women use that as birth control. A lot of people. But anyways.
Jimmy, a lot of people don't believe in abortion, eh? And I'm not talking about conservative people in America. When you grow up in North America, you think you're the center of the universe. I did as a Canadian in Toronto and everything. Man, you can't even bring up the topic of abortion in Costa Rica, man. People look at you like you're a serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my girlfriend got pregnant when I was 24. We got an abortion. You hear a pin drop in a room of 12 people.
Is there Catholics?
They're looking at you like you're a serial killer.
Is there Catholics? A lot of Catholics there?
Well, all of Latin America is Vatican territory, for sure, yeah. But, just culturally, they don't, they're not ruled by the Catholic Church. They don't go to church. But I was surprised to find as I got out in the world that, like, our values don't go everywhere. There's a lot of people who think that, I'm not sure what I'm saying is I'm not sure abortion is the issue that's going to give the Democrats the White House in 2024. I'm pretty sure it's going to flip back to Trump, man. It's happening. They got that dude Van Gertz in the Netherlands. He won.
Mm-hmm.
Hard right dude. You got that guy Amiel in Argentina. Hard right dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Trump populism is carrying out, right? They're not taking the shit anymore, man. They've had enough of fucking socialism. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see. I'm just saying that's going to be one of the forefront issues that they're going to use to pull on the heartstrings of people that are going to get them out to the polls to vote. And
100%.
Yeah, that's going to be a big issue. And the thing is if there's two issues that you can bring up in any talk radio format. So if it's a major talk show, Glenn Beck, whatever, you call up and mention any of these things, it'll cause a fucking firestorm. Abortion and immigration, those two things. And that's really going to be two of the most powerful issues on the table for the 2024.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for us, it really has nothing to do with jack shit about all the other shit that's on the table in 2024. If you believe in that whole system, that that it's a game of chance. All right,
And that's our time, Jimmy.
All right, baby. Bruce,
out, man.
There he goes, Bruce McDonald from the Talladega Mountains. Thanks, Bruce. Happy Thanksgiving, bro. There he goes. He moves quick. He's like the wind. He just... Now he's gone. There he goes. Now it's just me and you. That's all right. It's all right. That's how it started, right? Just me and you. Yeah, so I even forgot what I was saying there. But anyway, doesn't matter. It's Thanksgiving, right? All right. Let me see here. Let me start something. All right, I'm going to start something. Let me see. However I start this is how it's going to go. Hang on. You ready? All right. I'm going to hang out for a few more minutes, and I got to go too. Got to make some phone calls. Got to call some people. You know how it is. Anyhow, thank you so much for everything. Really love everybody and really appreciate you guys a lot. Appreciate seeing you. And appreciate you being here. And so let's do this.
You're the night light, a little girl lost in the woods. You're a folktale, the unexplainable. You're a bedtime story, the one that keeps the curtains closed. I hope you're waiting for me, 'cause I can't make it on my own. I can't make it on my own. It's too dark to see the landmarks, and I don't want your good luck charms. I hope you're waiting for me across your carpet of stars. You're the night lilac, you're everything that we can't see. Lila, you're the possibility. You're the bedtime story, the one that keeps the curtains closed. And I hope you're waiting for me, 'cause I can't make it on my own. I can't make it on my own.
To do for you now a tune entitled Shamalama Ding Dong. So hit it.
If I searched this whole wide world, never, never, never find me a girl who love me the way that you do. 'Cause you shamalama in the rama ding dong.
my sugar daddy. And our love, this love we share, is stronger than the others. No one else can compare. Stronger than the highest mountain and the deepest sea. Hey, you put the